Welcome to this week's Laravel Microservice course update, and this should really be the last one because what that means is this week I've been working on the mock external service. So if you remember from the very beginning how we said this is going to work, we're going to send a request to the microservice which sort of mimics receiving a webhook, a published webhook from Google or Apple. That gets processed and then it gets forwarded to a third-party external service, some kind of CRM marketing platform. And that's what I've been working on this week. And so we're now at a point where we can receive that data, that processed data from the microservice, and display it in a dashboard. So how did I get from where we left off to where we are this week? So first of all, I needed to create a new project. We're now on Laravel 12, so I created a new project with a basic starter kit because this one does have a front end, unlike the microservice. So it has a front end, that dashboard where we can display the data. So I used Laravel Breeze, used SQLite again, and initially just set it up in a position where I can establish communication between the two systems. So before I got too far into creating models and migrations and front end files, it's always best to check that you have communication between the two. How do you check this? Well, the way I did it is I just set up a very basic endpoint, so an events endpoint, because that's where the microservice posts to. And really, I just wanted to log out and make sure I was getting the data that I expected to get. So I could fire a request at the microservice and then go and check AudienceGrid, which is a completely different service. Just check the logs, and if we have data in the logs, then it has been successful. Okay, and then with that in place, it was a case of creating the models, migrations, and seeding some contact data. So I've looked at models and migrations before, probably nothing new there. What we needed to do was just create a model for the contact and a model for the fields which relate to that contact. But then I wanted to start building out the front end, so it would have been beneficial to have some data in the database just to help me build out some kind of dashboard where we can view these things. And so what I did was I created a contact seeder for obviously seeding contact records, so that will create 5 contacts. And then I also created a field seeder which looped over all 5 of those contacts and then created 3 fields for each one. So I had some data in the database, which meant I was able to start working on some kind of view in order to view that data. And so using seeded data, this is what I came up with. So really, it's just a form where you can go in and update the fields. These labels are the actual keys, and these are the actual values for the fields. So like I say, this is just a bit of fake Latin because it's not real data. The ultimate goal is to be able to send the real data from the microservice to AudienceGrid and display that. But first of all, a quick look at that form. So I'm using a layout, a pre-established layout. I'm using Laravel Breeze. We're creating a form, and then this just loops over each of the fields, prints out the key as a label, and then there's an input for updating them with the value preset to the actual value of the field. So probably stuff that you've done before, and it's using Tailwind for styling this. But like we say, the goal is to see the actual real data in there. So here I'm using curl because not everyone has Postman, and also just makes it easy for me to share this command with students, and you can fire the same request as me without having to go to too much effort. So we're making a post request to the actual microservice, very important, not AudienceGrid, but the microservice and the webhook endpoint. So the I means include response headers, this X post means send a post request. H, these are the headers, so here's an important one. In order to know where the webhook is coming from, we have a webhook source header, and that is used by the microservice to know what to do with the data. And then here I'm just pointing at a file for a replica Google payload. Okay, so I'll fire this off. It goes through the microservice forwards the data to AudienceGrid, and then I should be able to see this new contact in AudienceGrid. So this really completes the process. And I think hopefully you should see the value in having created this second application, because you get to see the fruits of your labour really. I've done a couple of previous microservice courses in Symfony, and some of the student feedback was that it just stands on its own and it would be better to see it working with some other systems. And so that's really what we've done here, and you can see that this makes it all worthwhile, and it just makes it a bit easier to understand what we're aiming for. And that completes the weekly summaries for the Laravel Microservice course. I hope you found these beneficial, and it shows you what we're going to build. Details of the course or a link to the course will be at the end of this video, and also down in the description, as well as a link to the GitHub repo. If you have any questions, just drop them in the discussion, and I'll see you on the inside of the course.